Picture this, you're God's most trusted angel. Then one question gets you thrown into eternal fire. This is Lucifer's real story from Paradise Lost, and it's nothing like what the church taught you. Written in 1667 across 12 books, it's one of the greatest epic poems in English literary history. The wild part, the author John Milton nearly faced execution for making Satan the sympathetic hero. Two parallel stories unfold, Adam and Eve losing paradise, and Satan building his dark kingdom below. John Milton was born in England in 1608, championing freedom of speech and despising the monarchy. Scholars believe his hatred of kings explains why he portrayed Satan with such surprising compassion. Unlike typical tales, this doesn't just label Satan as evil, it explores his perspective and pain. The story begins with humanity's original transgression, that infamous forbidden fruit from Eden's tree. But Milton immediately highlights another player, the serpent we know as Satan, also called Lucifer. This wasn't some random evil act. Satan genuinely believed his glory matched God's own magnificence. He felt he deserved partnership with God, not subordination, and that belief ignited heaven's war. After losing the battle, God casts Satan and his rebellious followers down into a pit of endless flame. The fallen angels wake up in a lake of fire, bound by unbreakable chains in the realm called Tartarus. Satan opens his eyes to a dungeon surrounded by flames that somehow produce only visible darkness. This darkness visible creates the ultimate contrast between heaven's light and this fiery prison. Beelzebub lies beside Satan, yet surprisingly neither angel shows any remorse for their rebellion. Satan views this not as defeat, but as strategic regrouping before launching their next offensive. Beelzebub questions whether defeating God is possible after witnessing his overwhelming power firsthand. Satan proposes something more cunning than direct warfare, corrupting God's beloved creations instead. He declares their new mission is doing evil, as it contradicts God's will, perverting all goodness. This becomes strategic warfare, a proxy battle using God's favorite creations as their battleground. Satan and Beelzebub spread their wings and leave the burning lake behind, beginning their new mission. Scholars debate whether they broke free from chains or if God deliberately allowed their departure. Flying above the landscape, Satan utters an iconic line about preferring to reign here than serve above. He chooses freedom with suffering over comfortable submission, a declaration of ultimate independence. Satan's voice echoes across the realm, waking thousands of fallen angels scattered throughout the abyss. He reveals they've been erased from heaven's records, but promises they can still be worshipped as gods. Among the awakened are Moloch, future demon of offering rituals, and Belial, known for lustful desires. Satan's speech transforms thousands of broken warriors into proud believers embracing their demon nature. To commemorate this moment, they construct a massive temple in the city named Pandemonium, all demons. At their first council meeting, Satan admits retaking heaven seems impossible and opens the floor to debate. Moloch, driven by fury, advocates for immediate all-out warfare using their newly forged infernal weapons. He argues they have nothing to lose since death itself would be preferable to eternal imprisonment here. Belial counters calmly, warning that attacking again might provoke even harsher divine retribution from God. He suggests waiting to see God's next move, hoping perhaps forgiveness might eventually be possible. Mammon proposes a different path entirely. building their own magnificent kingdom right here below. His vision of industrious creation earns strong applause, appealing to their desire for independence. Finally, Beelzebub speaks of rumors about God creating a new world populated by a race called mankind. These humans are supposedly loved even more than angels, making them the perfect target for revenge. The council votes overwhelmingly for this plan, corrupting humanity without risking another direct war. Satan volunteers to leave the underworld alone and scout this promised new world full of God's favorites. At the gates, Satan encounters two terrifying figures, death and sin, his own twisted offspring. Sin was born from his rebellious thoughts, and death came from their union in a disturbing cycle. Sin holds the keys and warns that once opened, these gates can never be closed or locked again. Beyond lies chaos, a realm of complete disorder that Satan must cross to reach the new creation. Eventually, Satan reaches Earth, hanging in the void, and first observes it from outside heaven's gates. He glimpses the Garden of Eden where Adam and Eve live in absolute perfection and innocent harmony. For one brief moment, Satan feels unexpected doubt seeing their beauty, then pushes those feelings down. Disguising himself, he sneaks into Eden and learns they have one rule: avoid the tree of knowledge. Satan immediately recognizes this single prohibition as his perfect weapon to accomplish their downfall. Before executing his plan, patrolling angels discover him whispering temptations into sleeping Eve's mind. They force him to reveal his true form and escort him out, but Eve's dream has already been planted. She dreams an angel urges her to taste the fruit and become divine, unrestricted by earthly boundaries. Eve wakes disturbed, and Adam reassures her that dreams cannot control choices made by their free will. Meanwhile, God sends Archangel Raphael to Eden with explicit warnings about the forbidden tree's purpose. Raphael explains the differences between earthly and heavenly nourishment, so they'll be properly informed. Adam asks why any creature would disobey God, prompting Raphael to tell Satan's tragic backstory completely. Heaven was peaceful until God announced his son would rule beside him, angering one proud angel deeply. That angel believed he deserved equal status, was stripped of his name, and became known as Satan. Satan convinced a full third of heaven's angels to rebel, but Abdiel repented and received God's forgiveness. The war raged until God's Son drove the rebels out permanently, showing redemption remains always available. Raphael warns that Satan now plots mankind's ruin, and Adam must remain vigilant yet brave enough to resist. After explaining creation's purpose, Raphael returns to heaven, leaving Adam fully warned and prepared now. Satan returns, disguised as a serpent, carefully avoiding the guards, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When Eve suggests working separately to finish faster, Adam reluctantly agrees, despite feeling uneasy about separation. Finding Eve alone, the serpent flatters her beauty, then claims the fruit gave him intelligence and speech. He plants doubt by questioning why God would forbid fruit unless it held power he wanted for himself. Eve reaches for the apple, rationalizing that surely one piece couldn't cause the catastrophic harm Adam described. She bites the fruit, feels initial invigoration, then overwhelming regret washes over her immediately after. Fearing separation from Adam, Eve convinces him to eat too, so they'll face identical consequences together equally. Adam chooses love over obedience, eating the fruit to ensure they share the same fate, rather than losing her. After initial pleasure fades, overwhelming shame and guilt replace their former innocence and peaceful harmony completely. They cover themselves with leaves for the first time ever, then turn on each other with bitter accusations. God's Son delivers judgment. Serpents will crawl forever. Humans will labor and experience pain in childbirth. Satan returns expecting celebration, but finds every demon transformed into hissing snakes as divine punishment. Trees bearing fruit fill the underworld. But whenever snakes try eating, everything turns to ash immediately. Michael shows Adam visions of humanity's future suffering, but also glimpses of hope and eventual redemption. Adam and Eve leave Eden hand in hand, paradise lost behind them, yet hope for redemption still remains. Their story teaches that no matter how far anyone falls, the path back to grace always stays open.